Welcome, welcome. My name is Sierra, and I'm the Vintage Valorian. Hello, all. Today I thought I'd bring my makeup skills to the test and do a 1940s femme fatale makeup look. I'd like to preface this by saying I'm not a film historian, but I did do a little bit of research on this subject so that I could speak on it and replicate the character. Femme fatale, meaning fatal woman, is a character archetype that consists of a woman who is charming, beautiful, and mysterious, who ensnares men with her seductive charms and leads them to their doom. The 1940s femme fatale is usually portrayed as villainous, or at the very least, morally ambiguous. She is a sexually adventurous and unmarried woman, and these traits in the 1940s were portrayed as villainous. She is the object of a man's desire, but also his doom. It was a way of saying to the viewers that a good woman is hardworking and modest, and these traits were synonymous with each other. The femme fatale may pretend to be innocent, but in the end, it's all a manipulation. Interestingly enough, the 1940s were a time period in which many women were leaving the home to work in jobs they had previously been barred from. This was all due to the horror of the Second World War, but it did result in a forward-thinking attitude amongst many women. Could this have frightened those who languished at the top of a patriarchal society? Perhaps those in Hollywood? Is it a coincidence that there was a surge in the archetype meant to browbeat women who wanted to be free of traditional marital binds and the construct of domesticity? I think not. Needless to say, the origin story of the femme fatale is not necessarily a positive one, but it did at the very least offer representation of a sexually free woman. Today, many of us admire the confident woman, the look of the femme fatale. It's a look of sensuality, seduction, and oftentimes red lipstick. So let's create a 1940s femme fatale look. I'm going to do my best to make this look semi-authentic, but I may take some creative liberties here and there so I can evoke the character properly, and I am using modern makeup, obviously. Now that that's settled, let's get cracking.
Alright guys, first I'm going to get started on my eyebrows, making sure that they're nice and clean and have a good arch to them. Next, I'm going to brush out my hair. My hair was already slightly curly, but it's not enough for what we're going to need, which is going to be a soft, loose curl. To form our curls, we're going to comb out a section of hair, and then use a curling iron, hold it for approximately 6 or 7 seconds in the case of my hair type, pull it out, squish it, and then pin it down so that it forms a barrel roll, which is when it's sticking upright and not flat, if that makes sense. Now it's time to start on makeup. I always start with foundation. I think most people do. I don't use any type of primer. I just dot it on my face and then blend it out. Next, I use concealer, just putting it on my under eyes to brighten everything up and then covering blemishes. Moving on from skin for now, I then start on my eyeshadow, choosing a peachy orange as my base to add warmth to the eye look. I then use a brush to apply a neutral brown all over my lid. Next, I use a purpley reddish dark brown in the corners of my eyes and blend all the way up to the edge of my eyebrow. On my brow bone, I apply a cream white and then blend heavily. Just at the corners of the eyes, I make a thin line of dark brown. Next, I powder my face and I apply a liberal amount. Interestingly enough, in pictures and advertisements, blush in the 1940s is often applied to this section underneath the cheekbones. This isn't always the case, of course, but it's something that I noticed and wanted to replicate. Next, I will use cake mascara to fill in my eyebrows, creating a soft, medium-width brow. I use that same cake mascara on my eyelashes. I will eventually have to double coat these, and then triple coat them once that's dried to get the desired amount of thickness. Now for the ever-important red lipstick. While I seem to be physically incapable of creating a hunter's bow type lip shape, which was very popular in the 40s, I did my best to give myself a prominent cupid's bow. It's time for that third coat of mascara. I brush out much the same as always, trying to be as gentle as I can while being thorough. For the actual hairstyle, it's not too complex. One side of my hair gets pinned down and then hairsprayed in that position, so one side is flatter than the other. All that's left to do is lots and lots of hairspray. And we're done!
The days are so long, seems everything's wrong, and I'm all alone and blue. I still love you, dear, I wish you were...
Well, I think that about wraps things up. I hope this was helpful to you. I think my hair turned out a little bit crispier than I intended.
It's crunchy in the back.
I actually didn't practice this look beforehand since I knew what I wanted to do, I just hadn't actually done it yet. But I think it came out pretty good. I'm pleased with this look. My arms sort of hurt now from lifting the curling iron. Not because it's heavy, but just because of the repetitive motion. I'm not that weak.
Oh my god.
I hope you found this video useful, or at the very least enjoyable to watch. Like I said at the beginning, my methods aren't exactly authentic, but this is relatively close to some of the pictures you see of 1940s femme fatale makeup. My Instagram is linked below. I did make one, and also Pomona's Instagram is linked below if you'd like to see more of this disaster. No, but seriously, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, do a little dance, anything to let me know that you enjoy this sort of content and want to see more. Once again, my name is Sierra, I am the Vintage Valorian, and I hope you can proceed with vintage valor. You're such trouble. You are. You're such trouble. I'm like tired after all that. It turned out. The sexually confident woman. The look is something. Oh, I hope that was okay because that's the last time I'm doing that.